Okay folks, this is Jay, and I've just got to say something. You've got 24 hours, atheists, to get your act sorted out. 24 hours, okay? Now, if you don't get your act together in 24 hours, then I'm going to stop all comments on my brilliant paper, okay? As far as I'm concerned, it's a brilliant paper. 3 years have gone into researching this, and I am not having you try to discredit by cheap shots, okay? You haven't got the scholarship, you haven't got the intellectual equipment required to deal with this paper. It's already beginning to show. You're looking a complete utter joke. I told you I would totally demolish you. I have demolished you, and it's only the introduction, for goodness sake, of my paper. So you've got 24 hours to get your act together. I want to see strong arguments. I want to see proper critical analysis of my paper. It's only the introduction. It's only the beginning of a long process, and I want to see some proper intellectual discussion and dissection of what I have to say. All I'm getting at the moment is personal attacks upon me, okay? Trying to discredit me, and I'm not liking it, alright? I think it's below the belt. I think it's disgusting. I think you've absolutely lost the argument, and we haven't even started, alright? So please get your act together. You've been completely outmaneuvered, right? The whole thing about Iron Ra, with all these questions that he had, and you atheist, and all the questions you have, the fact of the matter is, only a few of you will admit, and Atheist Jehovah has at least, in a gentle way, acknowledged that this is an issue that has to be dealt with about the resurrection of Christ. At least he's intellectually honest. But the rest of you are just a complete utter joke at the present time, okay? You're a complete utter joke. Now, I'm losing my patience. I've spent three years researching this paper. This is the introduction. It's just a little note in a grand symphony, a grand intellectual symphony of deep, solid research, okay? Now, it's up to you to engage with that grand research and to study and to get yourself equipped and get yourself up to date on the scholarship. You are not up to date on the scholarship. You are completely behind. May I remind you that Aaron Ra phoned me not so long ago, a few weeks ago. He actually phoned me on Skype, and Thunderfoot phoned me on Skype, and DPR Jones phoned me on Skype. They actually phoned me on Skype, and they were talking to me on Skype, and I only asked them one question at the beginning, and that was this: Aaron Ra, have you read N.T. Wright? No. Thunderfoot, have you read N.T. Wright? No. DPR Jones, have you read N.T. Wright? No. I told a colleague of mine who's going into the Anglican ministry that I was talking to some of the top atheists on YouTube, and I asked them that question, and he said, Jason, they're a total joke. This is what my colleague said. They're a total joke. They don't even know the basics of New Testament scholarship. And so this is the problem that we've got to deal with these atheists. They're a joke. They don't even know the basics of New Testament scholarship. Now, only one atheist so far has had the intellectual honesty to try and deal with what I was saying, okay? Only one atheist has had the real honesty to deal with what I was saying. The rest of you charlatans, that's what you are. You're a bunch of charlatans, alright? You're a bunch of liars and a bunch of charlatans. You're totally intellectually dishonest. You're an absolute shower of liars and charlatans, okay? Now, deal with the paper and the content of the paper. My first part of the introduction is basically making it absolutely clear where the battle lines are drawn. And the battle lines is this: in order to debunk Christianity, you've got to debunk the cross and the resurrection. And I've made it absolutely clear that this is central to the Christian faith. And you will find, if you go on the blogs and the spheres and listen to the atheist scholars and listen to what they're doing and what they've been doing for the last 3 years, and I have been observing them for 3 years now, that this issue is very, very rarely ever mentioned by the atheist. If they do mention it, they use scholarship that's at least 40 to 70 years behind everybody else. And it's got to be exposed, and it's got to stop, okay? Now, I'm telling you this, all the information that's going to be in my paper, not even Richard Carrier or Dr. Price will be able to deal with me. They will be totally crushed, totally demolished in my paper, okay? So they are not even in my league. It's as simple as that. And you atheists are not in my league, alright? I am a pro, I am a professional at this stuff. You are not. You don't even know who N.T. Wright is, half of you, okay? None of you have even read N.T. Wright, okay? So you're amateurs. You're total, utter amateurs. Get it into your head, atheist. You're amateurs, okay? And I'm a professional at this, okay? Now stop trying to attack me personally and raise the game and deal with what I'm saying. I could be on a panel, I guarantee I could be on a panel with Richard Carrier, Dr. Price, Iron Ra, Thunderfoot, DPR Jones, and Concordance. I could be on a panel with them, just me on my own, and I would demolish the lot of them on this topic. That's how easy it is to demolish these people, because these people, DPR Jones, Iron Ra, Thunderfoot, and Concordance, don't even know anything about the subject. And Richard Carrier and Dr. Price are using scholarship that's 70 years behind everybody else. So it would be a doddle, okay? So I'm begging you, atheist, I don't want to do this. I don't want to stop you from making comments. But if the comments are inane, childish, and lack any deep scholarly critical thinking, then I'm afraid that I'm going to have to start cutting down those who are saying stupid things and attacking me personally. And I don't want to do that, because unlike you, atheist, I don't control my work like you do. You control your websites, you control your blogs, you attack Christian apologists, you go into their private lives, and that's the kind of nasty nonsense stuff that you do, okay? I don't do that. I play fair. I play with good scholarship. I put citations as to what I've been writing. You don't put citations, okay? You don't put citations. And the citations that a Richard Carrier puts and the citations that a Dr. Price puts will be absolutely nothing compared to my citations. By the time my installments are finished, you'll see so many citations, so many primary sources, it will make your eye boggle, okay? You have been outgunned, outmaneuvered, and outclassed, and this fight, intellectual fight, you atheists will never and can never win. So each of my installments, when I put them up, will be a death blow to you atheists out there. And so basically, the fight is on. Prove that Jesus didn't rise from the dead, and you can't do it, and you're going to get utterly, utterly crushed and demolished, atheists, on the World Wide Web. And my paper will reverberate right through the atheist world, and it will completely demolish and destroy the atheist world, okay? So, bring it on, atheists. Start critiquing my arguments. If you can't do that, I'm sorry, I'm going to start stopping you from commenting, and I'm just going to get on with my work in critical thinking, which is 70 years ahead of you atheists, okay? I have arguments in my paper that are 40 years or 50 years ahead of the philosophical community, okay? So, deal with the arguments, deal with what I say. If you can't do that, shut up and stop wasting my time. I'm a big boy, okay? I'm one of the big boys. You're dealing one of the big boys now. You're not dealing one of the small boys, one of the people who doesn't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've done academic work for 10 years, and I know what I'm talking about, okay? And if you don't know what you're talking about, don't waste my time and my energy and my work, okay? It's as simple as that. So get your act together as an atheist community, because you're a total, utter joke. Don't you dare try to intimidate me like you tried to intimidate Bart Ehrman, okay? Don't try to intimidate me like you tried to intimidate Bart Ehrman when he wrote on this subject, okay? You tried to savage Bart Ehrman and you tried to destroy him, okay? So don't you dare try to savage me or destroy me, because you're not strong enough. You're not able enough. You're not intellectually virile enough, and you know diddly squat about this subject. And I mean that to Richard Carrier, and I mean that to Dr. Price. In fact, I called them out. I said to Dr. Carrier and I said to Dr. Price, if you think you're good enough, you come out and you deal with my paper, okay? Because you people will get crushed also. These people on the Magic Sandwich Show, it's like debating with a bunch of teddy bears with nothing in between their heads. It's so easy to demolish DPR Jones and an Iron Man and a Concordance and a Thunderfoot when you ask them, do they know who N.T. Wright is, and they haven't got a clue. It's as easy as anything. So they are even in contention, okay? You people like like Richard Carrier and Dr. Price, you're French scholars, mate. You're French scholars and you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Alright, and I know what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about mainstream scholarship which would agree with everything that I'm going to be putting in my paper, and I will totally, utterly demolish and destroy the atheist movement with my paper. So start reading it, start thinking about what I'm saying, and start answering what I'm saying, and stop attacking the periphery of what I'm saying, and start critiquing the core of what I'm saying. I have to say that. I have to be strong, because these atheists are like John the Baptist. It's like debating with a million John the Baptists who are on speed. They're so fanatical and so anti-intellectual, it's unbelievable. Well, you can't bully me, okay? You can't intimidate me. You'll never ever intimidate me. So you start to deal with things in an intellectual, honest way, okay? Now, I want my sabbatical, I want my peace and quiet, and I'm not going to get involved answering any of these stupid comments anymore, okay? I'm a professional theologian, folks, believe it or not. I am a professional. I've done this for 10 years. I've gone to academic institutions, and I have done the work, and I have done the research, and I will not put up with this nonsense anymore, okay? Now you deal with the arguments. If you can't deal with it, go away and don't waste my time. One atheist was intellectually honest, and so I have given them my precious time, okay? I have given them some precious time, and I have made a video for them especially, because they deserve some respect if they try to deal with my paper in an honest way. But if you waste my time, I will not give you a moment's thought, and I will not give you an opportunity to just throw arrows at me and attack and mock me, okay? It's as simple as that. You're dealing with a professional. If you're not willing to deal with me in a professional way, then you're not going to be given the chance to attack me, okay? You can go away and do something else. I want to engage with people who want to bring in the best scholarship and the best thinking that they can bring on the table. I am not here to debate and discuss with amateurs, with idiots from the Magic Sandwich Show who don't even know the basics of New Testament scholarship. I'm not here to debate idiots like that. I'm here to debate the best, the professionals who know what they're talking about. And if you don't know what you're talking about, do not waste my time. Thank you.